my near-death experience, the actual experience is quite typical of most experiences, but circumstances around it and the aftermath are maybe a little different. My experience took place when I was 19 years old, April 17th, 1969. I was an infantry soldier in Vietnam. I'd been in Vietnam for quite some time, about 10 months. It was nearing the end of my tour. I'd seen a lot of combat, seen a lot of people die. I'd become a very good soldier and a very hardened soldier, hardened to death. Had been out for quite some time, several weeks, and we're headed back into a base camp for a day of rest. And we had a call that there was a helicopter shot down, and company commander asked if we would have some volunteers to go help these downed helicopter pilots, secure them, and help get them out of the area where there was known hostile fire. When we arrived and I got off the helicopter, I was a squad leader, and I got my squad off, and I felt real uncomfortable being there. We moved around to the base of the hill, everybody spread out, and we were immediately hit by a rather large enemy force, North Vietnamese Army force, and we're pinned down. My men were all spread out in front of me, and I was off to one side. And the company commander, not knowing where we were, and us not knowing what was going on with him since we had no radio, called in an airstrike. And so our planes flew over and dropped bombs. Unfortunately, they dropped them right on top of us. I was blown up by one of the bombs. I was hit in the head, face. My face and head were all caved in. My right eye was torn out. I had shrapnel in my side, and the instant that I got hit, I thought, this is it. This is what it's like to die. I've seen all these other folks die, and now it's my chance to experience this too. I felt peaceful, I felt calm, I wasn't really too shook up about it. So I thought, well, I'm just going to kind of relax. I tried to catch some of the falling parts. There was a lot of blood, and I was alone. I couldn't really rely on anybody. I didn't holler out. I didn't holler for help. I knew I was going to die, so I just relaxed and accepted that. Took my pack off, laid down, got myself comfortable. And the next thing I knew, I was in this dark corridor. A typical dark corridor. Everybody's had a near-death experience, knows what this dark corridor is all about. Anyway, I was moving down this dark corridor, and I hadn't thought about it until Jim mentioned it today about the no feet. I didn't have any way to propel myself. I assumed that I was walking, but I didn't have any feet. I felt, as I was in this corridor, I felt whole. I had no pain. There were no more wounds. I was very much a whole person. I was very peaceful, very calm. And I suddenly came into this bright white light. I felt a tremendous amount of peace, a tremendous amount of knowing, of knowledge. It was like the answers to the universe were there. It wasn't academic stuff like, the E equals MC squared and the square root of 347. Nothing like that. It was like who I am and why I'm here and why we all exist. Those kinds of answers, that kind of knowledge. I was in communication with someone there. I'm not sure exactly who it was. There seemed to be some familiar people there. I didn't see anybody, but I sensed them. But there's one person that I didn't know that was not familiar. And we communicated, and that person told me that I had to go back, that I could not stay there. And I kind of looked for a way to avoid that. I liked that place there, and but this person seemed to know what they were talking about, and so I said, okay, I'd go back. I had a sense that there was some purpose, something that had to be fulfilled, and being a good soldier, I followed orders and headed back down the corridor. I was going back down the dark corridor, and suddenly, boom, I'm back in the war. I can hear the guns firing and people hollering and the bombs blowing up and everything.